friends. Welcome to another live. I hope you guys are well. I'm well. Guys, you see, I'm in the turtleneck. I'm wearing my turtleneck today. It's 14 degrees outside and it's freezing. When I tell you freezing, it's freezing. You need a small gloves to put in your hand because it's cold. But it's amazing. The plants are in the garden and they just keep blooming. So I guess the coldness is not affecting them. They're looking really, really awesome. But I'm telling you guys, fall is here and it's coming with a vengeance. And I think with this kind of temperature, I think it's gonna be a cold one. So it's raining and it's been raining since yesterday. But I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining at all. That's the weather. That's what it is. But anyways, guys, welcome to another live. I really appreciate all of you. Thank you for 2,000 subscribers again. Thank you so much. I appreciate all of you so much. This channel is doing so great, and I'm so happy about it. And today, I want to announce that we have membership. So we have membership, and you can go to the membership page and sign up if you wish. There's no content there as yet, but content is coming on the membership page. You can go and have a look at the perks that we have there. And if things are there that you like, go ahead and join. And you'll be getting lots of videos there because I know I promised you all that I was going to make some herbalism videos, but based on YouTube policy, we are not allowed to talk about herbalism and herbal medicine in great depth because it's against the rules. It's like they're saying that we are trying to like give advice like a doctor. So you can do that on a paid platform of your own. But like if like the subscription, we can do it there. But like on the this platform itself, like the public platform where it's you guys just watching the videos for free, we can't really say certain stuff there. So if you want to say anything about herbalism, you want to learn more stuff about finances, how we do our finances, how I stay out of debt and all that kind of things, you can go join the membership. Okay, and videos will be coming there soon. So let's get into today's video. I like this green color, it's so nice. I like how it's so nice. I don't like turtleneck, but when it's cold, I have to wear them. Anyways, so guys, let's talk about today's topic. As you can see, the thumbnail is two married people on the thumbnail. And I put this on the thumbnail because we're talking about marriage. We're talking about how we can pay off debt as a married couple. And we're going to talk about the hard truths of being married with debt. We're going to talk about becoming debt free also. So let's talk about that. So I don't think anybody wants to be in debt if they're in their right mind. Okay. I really don't think so. But sadly, there's a lot of people who are in debt and deep debt. They owe a lot of money on different things, and it's really hard for them. They're having a lot of problems paying their credit cards, and it's just hard. Even students, they have a lot of debt, and when they finish school they have to hurry to get a job. So me, I don't like debt. Me and debt is no friend. Like I am not buying anything if I can't afford it. Like I don't like to use credit cards if I know I can't pay for it. Like things like that just gets me like really nervous. So I try not to get myself in such situations because I feel like when you have debt, you become like a slave to paying this thing. So I don't want to have that in my life. This is not a stress that I need in my life. That's not something that I need to add to my life. So I don't need that in my life. So like if you're in debt, that's a good video for you because you will get a lot of tips. And if you're planning to get married, you'll get tips too because that's involved. And if you're already married and you have debt, you'll also get tips on how to do stuff. So let's start with if you're an unmarried person. A lot of people get married and they're unmarried and they want to get married. And when they meet that person, they're so happy, jolly with, happy, this, that, the other. They do not pay attention to ask the person, well, What are your thoughts? What are your philosophy? What are your opinions on debts? How do you spend your money? Do you do budget? Like, they don't get into all these conversations with their partner, with the significant other. And lo and behold, you get together, all of a sudden you realize your partner spends money like crazy, doesn't have a budget, always short of money, or like, the financial backing is not really there. Or if they have the money, they're not sharing it with you. You guys are just splitting things, right? So it is very important before you get married to know your partner, like what kind of person they are in regards to money and finances. you know what are you about? What are you about? Is it going to be our money? Is it going to be your money? What is going on? So you need to know that for sure. Also, you need to get to know your partner to know, do they have debt? Because if you marry somebody and they have debt, then it becomes your both of you debt because it's going to affect both of you. Because if you marry somebody and they have $50,000 debt and you don't have any debt, it's like they're spending using their money to pay off their debt, and then you don't have any debt. And maybe, you're gonna have to take on more of the financial burden, and they may not be able to help you half as half half as you want. Or maybe if you guys are putting your money together, you may feel a little bit like mad because you're like, this is not my debt. Why am I paying your debt? So it kind of causes a rift. So like, getting married to somebody, you need to know things up front. There need to be a honesty. You need to check things out, really. Like, if you're going to marry somebody, people need, like, the person need to be honest and open with you and tell you, listen, I have $20,000 debt, I have student loans, I have student debt, I have some credit card and all kind of stuff. So when you get married, both of you can work things together. Or you're gonna say, me, I'm not marrying you because me, I don't like debt and I don't want to be responsible or help you paying for debt. So you can just cut the rope from there, move on to somebody else who is on the same financial level with you. And sadly, a lot of people don't do that. And in my little life, I hear so much couple complaining about the partner having debt, this, that, the other, the other, the other, and they didn't tell them about it. But it is your duty to find out about somebody's financial situation, because you guys are going to be married or you're going to be living together. What are you going to be doing? And it's going to affect your relationship. So that's important. So that's why I'm starting here. I'm saying, like, finances and debt and stuff like that has to begin before marriage. It has to begin before you start a relationship. You must know what's going ahead with the other person. Like, you need to be transparent. Both of you need to be transparent so that there would not be issues in the marriage. Okay, once you guys are transparent, that's fine, because then, things was going to work better, because you guys, everybody's prepared. Nobody was left in the dark. Everybody know what is happening, right? So it starts before marriage. Talk about stuff, know what's going on, and then you can make an informed decision whether you want to be with that person or not, or come to some kind of agreement if you really, really love this person. But I'll caution you. If somebody says, "Oh, I don't know, I just walk and spend my money. I don't have time for this budget thing. And I just do what I want with my money. I don't want anybody to tell me what to do." Be weird. That's not going to be a good situation for you. You're going to have problems, because what if you guys have kids? What's going to happen then? So debt and financial problems must be dealt with before marriage, before you're coming together in a relationship. That's very, very important. The second thing I'm going to say about debt and couples are, like, if you're a person that don't have any debt but your partner has debt, you agree to be that person, the person was transparent with you, they told you up straight up, listen, I have $40,000 student loan or whatever. Okay, you guys get married. Be wise. Do not do any joint accounts. I'm telling you guys, I'm sorry, but I'm a married woman, all right? And if you make an agreement with somebody and they tell you they have debts, the financial situation is not that great, they're not great with money, whatever, whatever, then you do not do a joint account with them. Because even if that's your spouse or your partner, whatever you want to call, whatever, whichever situation it is, whether you're married or not married, right? And you're gonna do a joint account with them, and the person cannot manage money well, then that's your fault. If you do a joint account to them and then all the money goes, or they spend the money badly, then that's gonna be your fault. So don't do that. You keep your money, they keep their money in the separate banks, and then you guys come together and you guys, share this responsibility of the utilities or whatever it is until you guys get your act together. Okay. So that's what I am going to say concerning that. Okay. But now let's get to the second part is if now you're a married couple, you guys, everything's out in the open and you know what's going ahead. Both of you are on the same page. Okay. So both of you now on the same page and you know what's going ahead. All right. So it is very important to be on the same page with your spouse when it comes to finances. Because if you're on the same page, then you'll have success in your finances. You will make money. You would never be in debt and you would not be out of money. And people do not realize that. You got to be on the same page with your spouse. I'm going to repeat it again. When it comes to money, because when two people come together, it's not one anymore. If somebody's making $1, another person is making $3, that's $4. You are more stronger. You have more money. So that's the point of what I'm saying here. So once you guys are on the same page when it comes to finances, I told you guys yesterday, me and my husband, we were on the same page when we were getting married. I didn't want to have this extravagant wedding. I'm like, you family members want to have this extravagant wedding, you pay for it because me, I'm not paying for it. And I said to my husband, do you want that? Are you gonna pay for it? He's like, well, I'll let my family to come, blah blah. I said, well, if you want expensive wedding, you pay for it. Are you gonna pay for it? And he's like, no, I don't want to spend my last dollar, doing all that thing for wedding. I said, okay, we are on the same page, right? We are gonna do this for a wedding. We're gonna do that for a wedding. We sat down together with paper and pen, and that's what we decided on. We were on the very same page financially, and we had no issue. Everything went well. Every single person who tried to tell us to do this, do that, do the other, we said no, no, thank you, no, thank you. This is how we want it to be done. And so in our wedding, it was fantastic because we were able to get married without no debt. We got all our gifts and whatever it is, and we were able I told you guys all the money we got. Well, we bought a car, our first car, you know, as a married couple, and it was amazing. Can you imagine if we didn't agree, and then this family member is saying this, and this family member is saying that, and his family want to do that, and my family want to do that? Yeah, that had been like a chaotic situation when it comes to finances. So everything worked out well. And it's the same thing when you become a married couple. That is the same thing that you have to do. You always have to be on the same page, right? You have to be on the same page. So now that you're on the same page, the second thing that you need to do is do an in-depth financial research into both of your finances. So both of you need to sit down and you both need to go through your finances and see what's up with each other's finances, okay? And when I say a research, I mean a deep dive and see all the things that you're spending, all the things that you're responsible for, everything like that. And then you can make a spreadsheet or you can use book. Me and my husband, we have a book. We love using the book system because we just like using the book. But my son use a spreadsheet. We do different finances. We use different methods for finances in our household, in our nuclear family, right? And we like to write things down in a book, for all personal finances. For the business finances, we use spreadsheets and stuff like that. But for personal finance, when it comes to the home and paying bills and utilities, we like to write things down. So, we can just keep track of stuff. I know it's old school, but it works for us. So we write things down and we say, okay, this is what's going to happen here. This is what's going to happen. That's what's going to happen here. All personal finances. But when you're a couple, in the beginning stage, you need to go through a deep dive. So when you go through a deep dive, you would see everything, expenditure that is going out every single month, and you can make note of that. And then you can see how you can cut certain things completely off, get rid of them, or you can see how you can say, oh, we're using a lot of electricity. How can we cut that down? Because you can see the patterns when you do a deep dive into your finances. You would see where your money is going out a lot. And then you can make changes based on what you see. Now, when you do that deep dive, both of you into your finances, and you see the problem, you need to fix all the problems first, right? So, if, say, for example, uh, the husband goes to play golf, say the husband um, has some kind of, what do you call that? Like he goes out with his friends and they spend money and they have a party. Okay, say every Thursday he goes out with his friends and they drink beer. I don't know, whatever they do. But they do stuff. And when you guys look into finance, you say, wow, every week you spend $100. Oh my goodness, that's a lot of money spending with your buddy every week. So you can see right there, $100 is spent every single Thursday, every single Sunday, or whatever, when you go play golf or whatever. It's like, whoa, that $100 is a real lot of money. How about we just cut down on the $100 and spend 30, right? So right there and then, you guys have decided to spend $30 and then you have $70 free. Then when you look into the wife finances, you see, whoa, you're shopping every month and you're buying like $150 worth of clothing and different items and makeup and whatever. So together you can decide, whoa, you spend a lot of money, like 150, like that's a lot of money. How about if you spend only $50? Let's keep, like just not let's not spend that 150. Let's spend just 50. And so both of you now has $170 that you wouldn't have had before, haven't you done a deep dive into your finances? So that's over $100 that you have now, $170, and you can decide where you want that money to go. And this is how you continue to go about doing that deep dive into your finances until you get everything down pack. Because right here now, the aim is to get rid of debt, right? The aim is to stay debt free as a couple if you guys have debt. And you see in the thumbnail, I put like $20,000, 860, I think, in debt. So if you in this figure in debt, because at one point, I mean, me and my husband, we had some debt and we had to pay for it, right? So this is our strategy. And I've talked about our strategy, how we pay off debt and how we do stuff in our family. So I'm going to bring it back again here on this live. But once you get to that stage where you know what's happening, the next step is to live on one salary. And I talk about living off of one salary. You can go back and watch my videos where I talk about living off of one salary and how we lived off one salary and saved a lot of money to do all the things that we wanted to do. So the goal of doing all that stuff is to be living on one salary. So once you do that deep dive, you should eliminate everything and all your expenses should fall under one salary. All right? That's the point of doing all that stuff. So once all your expenses fall under one salary, then the other salary is not touched at all. The other salary is saved. Okay? And then this salary can be used to pay off all kind of debts that you guys may have together, or if one person have debt, because when you're married, it's an agreement, right? It's an agreement to work together as a team for the betterment of yourself first, and then the children after, if you don't have children as yet. And if you have children, it's for the entire family, right? So that's the purpose. So in a marriage, you should be saying like, my money, his money, my money, his money. It should be our money for the benefit of the entire family, right? I know a lot of people are not going to agree with me. Even some people in my own family doesn't like when I say that, okay? So now when you get it down to one salary, everything should fall under the one salary. Every single thing. So now when you get it down there, you still need to do some things within that one salary budget, okay? So first thing you want to do is you want to make sure that all monies is allotted to both of you for any extra little, snacks and things that you want to do. But you want to make sure that the money that you allot to yourself is not an extravagant amount. but it's just enough to keep you sane and not crazy. Because if, for example, you decide, okay, the wife's salary is going to be put to pay debt, and the husband's salary is going to pay all the bills, all the utilities, whatever, if you guys have children, all that kind of good stuff, then you guys still need to have some sanity. If you want to go outside and you want to buy ice cream, you can say, oh, I can't buy ice cream. Oh, I can't buy a coffee. Like, no, that should not happen. So the first thing you want to do is, after you make sure everything, you can pay all your utilities and stuff like that, you want to make sure that every person gets a little, we say it, like a pocket change, right? or or like a little allowance. So you want to give yourself a little allowance, and you want to be careful with the allowance thing. Like, say you allot yourself $15 a week, both of you, or maybe you just want 10 because you don't buy a lot of stuff outside. Maybe you just buy one chocolate, maybe you buy some chips every now and then. Maybe you go out to your girlfriend to buy a coffee, or you buy some not McDonald's, Tim Hortons, right? So you want to allot yourself, both of you, some kind of money, so you have some space. You don't have to be like, oh well, blah 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 blah. You understand? So you want to do that, so you're not going crazy. Oh, I can't spend $1. No, don't do that. Some people, they go to the extreme and they just be like, oh, they go home and eat. They're not going out to their friends anymore. It's like you're putting yourself in bondage. And what's going to happen is you're going to get fed up and tired of this plan that you make, and everything is going to fall apart. It's not going to work. You have to make a plan, but you have to be comfortable in that plan. And the plan has to be workable, and it has to be realistic. So me and my husband does this plan all the time when we want to do something big. For example, when we want to buy a house, we want to take some kind of big vacation, we want to buy a vehicle, we do that all the time, all the time. Right now, at this moment, we're actually doing this right now. This is something that we are actually doing, right? And this works for us because we did it before. We see how it works, how beneficial it is, and how fast it works. And it works well for the family. It just works well. And even we go together with our children, our sons, we all put money together and we do things together like that. And we're able to buy what we want to buy, or go certain places, do certain things, because we put our money together. And that's the best way to do things, putting your money together. But I'm talking about couples now, but I'm just giving you guys some examples of my personal family, how we do stuff together, right? So now that you're on the same page and you get your little pocket money, now when you make a budget, you have to stick to the budget. So for example, we're doing it now. My husband pays all the bills, and my money is being saved. So I'm not touching any money. Any money that he's making goes towards the home, goes towards me, and goes towards the children. If I need something, he's like, "Oh, baby, here, $70. This is your $70 for the week, right? This is your $100 for the month. This is the money for the gas or whatever. This is my money, all right? I can do whatever I want with it, and then the other money that I'm working for in my business or whatever goes to saving. But you have to stick to that. If you make a plan, you really have to stick to it. Just do something, make a plan that is reasonable, and don't do something unreasonable. All right. So now that is done pack. The next thing you want to do is you want to start looking at what is inside your house. So you want to take a deep dive into what is in your cupboard. It's very, very important. What is in my cupboard? What are you buying? What is your family really eating? And I think I touched on that in a lot of videos. I touched on that. I say, like, what is your family really eating? Like, a lot of us has things in our cupboards and they've been there for years. Nobody's eating it because it's canned stuff. It's this, is that. But why is it there? Why you have all these canned things and you're not eating it, right? So go through the things that you have in your cupboard and start to make meals using the things that you have in your cupboard. Because most of the times you really don't need to buy anything much. Maybe some vegetables, that's it. And you don't need to buy anything else. I have done this before. I have shopped my house and I was able to make so much meals and I didn't spend money. I My husband was away for almost a month and me and the kids hardly ever go to the store because we just ate what was in the freezer, the meat and whatever we had stored in the fridge. We just ate that. We just eat what was in the cupboard. I just made meals, what was in the house, and I was like, wow, I didn't spend much grocery money. But when my husband came back, he was like, wow, you didn't spend much money at all. What did you guys eat? I just told him, I said, oh, I just did one of those things I usually do. I just eat from the cupboard, you know? So we tend to think that way sometimes. We need to go to the grocery store. We need to go to the grocery store. Well, really, we don't need to go to the grocery store. Honestly, you don't. Maybe you need to buy milk. Maybe you need to buy eggs. You need to, fruits and vegetables you need to buy, right? But that's about it. All that other stuff, you should be already like living smart and buying things in bulk and making some very smart choices so you don't have to do that. So yes, so take a deep dive into what's in your cupboard. Once you do that, you want to start making meals from scratch. Okay? Now all the things I'm telling you, I am doing them right at this moment, right? I do that in my family. I do it. It's not something like I don't do. We are doing that. That is why we're able to do certain things in our life because we are doing those stuff. Now, when you start things like that, it may seem a little bit hard because you're not used to doing that. You just like just the fast pace, fast. It's just been, oh, I'm just gonna go buy McDonald's. Oh, I'm just gonna buy something in a packet and heat it up. Or I'm just gonna, buy the seasoned meat in the store, which is much more expensive than if you buy fresh meat and season it your own self. You see? So when you start doing those things, it's going to be hard, right? But as you do it, it gets easier and easier. So you need to start making a meal plan. What are you going to eat 5 days a week? Now, I used to make a meal plan and just stick it on the cupboard when I just started this years ago, honestly. I made a meal plan and I stick it in the inside part of my cupboard. I just open the cupboard, I look, I say, oh, what am I cooking today? What am I cooking today? But now I've been doing that for years. I don't even need to do that most of the times. Unless I want to make something special, some special recipe and I have to buy it. I write the recipe down for the week and then I stick it on my in the cupboard on the inside because I now want to get those special ingredients. But usually now I have all that things down packed in my brain. It comes like second nature. Like yesterday, I made like rice and tofu and vegetables because I already had rice in the fridge. I just have to heat it up. Like today, I'm making fish and plain rice and vegetable. So I know exactly like what's going ahead. The day before, I think I made potatoes and vegetables, right? And then I know the next day I'm going to make beans and flatbread and vegetables and some salad. So I know I have like all the meals in my head that I've been making for years. I just make sure I have the ingredients and I just pull things out. On a week where I am really, really busy doing certain stuff, I do make a list so I don't forget because on days like say I have a lot of shipments, a lot of orders, I have to a lot of activities to take my kids to and stuff like this. A lot of things are always happening in our life. So I tend to write things down so I don't forget things, just in case I'm missing an ingredient or I want to switch things around or something like that. I can take things out of the fridge and it reminds me of what to do. Or sometimes I just write down 3 days worth of meals if I'm very busy that week, so I don't forget to take things out of the freezer, right? So now that you have all your stuff done pack, you have your meal plan and everything like that. Now you need to stop buying anything that you don't need. I'm serious about it. Like you don't need to buy shoes, clothing, all that kind of stuff. Like just stop buying that. Whatever period of time you decide to do this, you have to be strict about it. You really do. Because you want it to work. And I'm telling you, we did this so many times and we're doing it right now. It really, really works. But you have to be very consistent and you have to stick to your plan. Because remember, now you can't just go swipe your card. You can't just stop at the store and buy stuff. You have to be how you say, like, you have to be kind of rigid and you have to be kind of disciplined for this to work. You got to have your money. Like I said, you're going to get your money for your gas. So you're going to put your gas money in your car, in your envelope, or in your wallet, and that's what you're going to spend for gas. Okay, and that's going to be, this means that you're not going to be driving all over the place doing all kind of things, because if you allot $150 for gas every month after you make your budget, and you start driving and going here and there and the other, you're going to spend more. You got to stick to your budget. Something else that you want to do is, when you're making your budget, you want to make sure that you don't make your budget too tight. You want to make your budget with some room over for something, in case something happened, or if you need extra funds or something like that. So don't make your budget too very rigid, in that you just kind of stuck and you don't have no room to do anything. Just be aware of that. Like, don't do that. Make your budget properly, so you have a couple of $100 over, or maybe $100, 200, $300 left over after you take out all the expenditure. Make sure you leave some leeway of money. The next thing you want to do is, you want to start shopping smart. And I always talk about shopping smart. People do not shop smart because they do not pay attention to the values of things: pound, ounces, milligram, milliliters. They don't pay attention. Let's start paying attention. How much? What is the price per pound of chicken compared to this chicken? There's different chicken in the store. Okay, there's chicken legs, there's drumstick, there's thighs, there's all kind of thing. When you go to the store, you need to buy the cheapest one per pound or per kilo, and you need to start looking at that. Like, you need to look at that. What are you paying per kilo? You understand? Look at that. And meat is meat, chicken is chicken. All right. If you don't like bones and you buy chicken legs, you can take the meat off the chicken legs and just throw away the bones. If chicken legs are 99 cents a pound and chicken breast is 3.49 a pound, why are you gonna buy chicken breast? Buy your chicken legs, take the meat off the chicken legs. All you have to do is take the chicken legs, boil it a little bit for 5-10 minutes, and take the meat off, and you can do whatever you want to do with it, just like chicken breast. Like, I told my friend the other day, she was saying that her kids, they don't eat anything that has bones on it, and I'm like, and she's saying, I can't afford to buy chicken breast all the time because chicken breast is expensive. And I told her the same thing. I said, but why don't you just buy regular chicken and just like steam it a bit and to get it soft, or just use a very sharp knife and cut out all the meat on it and just do that for your kids, because you spending so much money buying chicken breast all the time, or just buying the filet, the meat without the bones on it, and this is more expensive. And there's easier way to do stuff, there's cheaper way to do stuff, but you guys are not really paying attention to all that stuff. You're not paying attention. So pay attention to that stuff when you're doing your budget. And there's a lot of things out there that you can do, which is definitely going to make you spend less money. Now, the goal of this is not to be desperate and be so cheap and to be miserable. The goal of this is to teach you to make better food choices, to make better financial choices, but to be satisfied and to be happy in the choices that you make. Like, some people, they do this thing, they want to pay off debt and they're living off ramen noodles. This is not paying off debt and living off ramen noodles. This plan is not for that. This plan is to be very comfortable, but to pay off your debt very fast. And if you do that, you will pay off your debt very quickly. Okay. Now that you're living on one salary and you ensure everything can fit, you start cooking from scratch, you need to stop buying clothes. Like, for that period of time, just stop buying clothes. Honestly, guys, you don't need any clothes. You have a lot of clothes in your closet. You have to just stop buying clothes. You got to stop buying shoes. Anything that's going to take you away from the plan that you make, you just have to stop doing it for a period of time. And something I want to mention is when you do this, you want to do it for a period of time. Okay? So if you have a lot of debt, when you calculate it, say you have that $20,000 debt, and when you calculate it, it's going to take you a year to do that, then you do this for a year. You do it for a year and you pay off your debt. And that's basically it. You do this for a year. If you have a debt that's going to take you 6 months, you do this for 6 months. If it's 3 months, you do it for 3 months. And you have to commit to it. You understand? Another thing that I want to mention to you guys is when you're doing this, you want to make sure that you have resources. If you're a family who like go swimming or you do a lot of extra curriculum activities, try to fit a lot of the activities in the budget that you have. And the other activities that is not really necessary, like if your kids go swimming, you want them to learn to swim, try to fit swimming in there. But say, for example, your kids go bowling, or your kids go to the arcade, or your kids go to the movie, or stuff like that. These are things that you can take away because you can decide to make a family movie in the house instead. Like have them if your kids go and have play dates every 2 weeks, every week. I don't know how you guys do it, but if you go play date with your friends or whatever, do an in-house play date instead, like an in-house movie, instead of going to the cinema and spending money. Now, where I live here in Canada, we have all these different fairs, festivals. All the festivals are coming up now because it's the fall season. They're gonna have like, what do you call that? Pumpkin picking. They're gonna have moonlight this and all that festival that is coming. Now, some of those things are county fairs where you just, it's in open fields and you can just go out there and you can walk around, buy stuff if you want, see the size. They put up corn, they braid it and design it. They have all different types of corns, all different kind of variety of corn. The pumpkins are out there. It's a nice display to go and see in the fall season. Now, some of these things are free, some of them are not free. What you can do is you can find free activities. Not only go to the fall events that are free, go to the county fairs that are free, right? And then you don't have to pay for stuff. Now, if you live in an area and your kids love to swim and you can't fit the swimming in the budget, but you're living close to, like you're in a warm place or something, and you can live in close to the beach, maybe you can take your kids swimming in the beach. But hopefully you don't have to do that because that's gonna be fitted into the budget. Like things that are really important, and it's like things that are for life, that is like a necessity for life. Like try not to take that out, but things that are not necessary, you know what I'm talking about, that these things you can replace it with something else. So you can do something else. If your kids go bowling, then you can do another activity. You guys can maybe go for a walk, you can go for a hike. You can, whatever activity you plan, or whatever schedule you have scheduled, you can reschedule it and find something else that can replace that activity, because you are trying to make a goal. And many people want to get out of debt, but they don't want to sacrifice. They don't want to go through the sacrifice of doing the thing. They just want things to happen just like that. But in life, you have to sacrifice. You can't have both. Like your kids can be going in all the things that they used to go in when both salary was being used. But you're in debt. And if you don't come out of debt, the debt is just going to be piling higher and higher and higher. So that's very important. Omit the stuff that is really, really not necessary. Instead, find your community library. Go to your community library, find books. The library have a lot of activities that you can attend. Most people, they just think the library is just there to borrow books, but really it's not. The library has a lot of activities. There's a lot of online things that you can do. They have a lot of things that children can take part in online, right on the computer, very safe things that children can use. And most of the library that I know of here in Canada where I live, they have all those activities. They have movie night. They have all kind of things that you can be part of here. But many people don't know that. So that's why I'm coming here and telling you guys all that stuff. Whichever area that you live in, find out if they have those things in your area. Horseback riding, there's all kind of things that are free, but you don't know about it. So please be aware. In my area, we have a little community book that they send out, and you can see all the free activities, all the events that is happening, and you can check that out. Okay? Because you're on a path to paying off debt and being financially free. Okay? So once you make this and you stick to the plan, in no time, you're going to be out of debt. Now, when you come out of debt, make sure you don't go back into debt. Okay? Don't do it. If you have credit cards and you're getting rid of those credit cards, once you get rid of the credit card, lower the amount that you have on the credit card. If you had $10,000 and it was in $10,000 debt, lower it to 3,000 or lower it to 4,000. Very low, so you'd not tempt you to go back in all that debt anymore. Okay? And if you had multiple things, like you had a 10,000 on one, maybe you had a 5,000, a 3,000, get rid of the other two and just keep one. And both you and your spouse, you use that card. Or you can get one of those pay as you go card. I have this pay as you go credit card. I mean, I have another credit card, which is not pay as you go, but I keep this pay as you go credit card. This credit card, you can only put cash money on it. You put your own cash money on it and you spend it however you want. Whenever it's done, right? So I love this card because I put my cash money in it and I know I'm spending my cash money. So I love that. I used to, and I get points for that card, right? So I put my cash money on it. I buy my gas sometimes. I buy whatever I want to do, right? I do that. So it's great. Or sometimes I just put my money in my wallet and I said, well, that's the gas money, and I do. But at least it is the same cash. Whichever way you do it is the same cash. You using a credit card is not cash. Okay. Me putting my money on the cash card, my $500 or my $300 is cash that I'm putting there. When I swipe and swipe and swipe and the $300 is done, it's done. There's no more. You understand? You have to go load it again with the next set of money. So that's basically how it works. Now, doing this method, it's not very easy. It takes a lot of sacrifice, and it's what it does is it kind of bring you down to a level of humility. It makes you, let me see, it makes you humble in a way, because now you made a deal with your partner or your husband to not spend money. It's kind of, you're making a deal with you're making a deal with God, you're making a deal with your partner, and every time you want to go and do something, you'll be like, oh, I can't do that, I'm breaking my promise. So it kind of makes you humble, and it also makes you think about the goal, you know. Like we did that when we was going to buy a house, and honestly I was tempted. I was like, oh, I want to buy this, but then I remember, no, I promised to do this so we can buy a house. I promise to not touch my money. I promise to do this with my husband. You know, it's like you promise to marry somebody. You promise to be faithful. You promise to keep your vows. So it's the same thing when you're doing this plan. You promise to keep that money in the bank and not spend it. And so that will give you humility, and that will just, I don't know, it just takes you to another level, and it just keeps you on the right path. You understand? The right path of being honest, the right path of just like keeping your finances in order. And something else that you have to cut out when you're doing that kind of stuff, you have to like forget about your friends who's going to invite you to all kind of stuff, because you have to be upfront and say, listen, me and my husband is doing a personal finance, da 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 da. You'd have to tell them every single thing, but that's what we're doing. And I would not be able to do a lot of stuff with you guys. I won't be able to do that, whatever. You gotta be upfront. When you in marriage and you're gonna do stuff to get rid of your debt, get rid of your whatever goal you're going to, you want to build wealth, you want to make sure that you're not afraid to tell people, listen, this is what I'm doing. I don't care to have your opinion, but me and my husband is doing that. And even if you judge me, it doesn't matter because that's what we're doing because we have a common goal. We want to be debt free. We want to live financially free. That's what it is. And this is a good plan to get rid of debt, but this is also a good plan to save money. And we also do that to save money. So when we don't have any debt to pay and we just want to save money for a period of time, we do the same thing. We do the same thing and it works so well. Can you, like, guys, this plan really works. It really, really works. And it's really like, say we plan to do something in a year, we just save 12 months of salary. Just imagine if your salary is $40,000 for the year and you didn't touch your salary, at the end of the year, you have $40,000 saved. And whatever you decide to do with that money, you can save it. But all you need to do is work together with your spouse. Like I said in the beginning, work together with your spouse, and at the end of the year, you have $40,000 saved in the bank. You understand? So that is so simple to do. But like I said, you guys have to be in unity. You got to work together as a team and you got to stick to whatever you're doing. And I'm telling you this because we've done it many times. We are doing it right now and it works amazingly for us. You understand? Amazingly. We have bought properties. We have done all kind of things doing this method and it really works. So guys, oh, all glory to the Most High. Oh, thank you for coming. I really appreciate you. Thanks for joining the live. I hope you take some of that information. Great information is just what I need to help me balance money and save. I'll definitely have to check out your other video with doing it. Yeah, you're welcome. It's always my pleasure. I just love sharing stuff like that to my audience because these are valuable information that sometimes people go out there and they share all this information, like big stuff, like what people don't even know how to do or people don't even know how to understand. So that's why I like to bring simple things that we're doing in our own life. So, people can just use it in their own life. So thank you so much. I really appreciate you for coming. And everybody else who is on the live, I see you who's not commenting. Well, sometimes the phone just doesn't show you commenting after it shows you. But thank you guys. I really appreciate you guys. Stay blessed. We're going to be continue talking about finances. We're just going to talk about those topics. If you have any questions, you guys give me suggestions on what you like to videos you want me to make, and I've been doing them for you guys. And so I'm coming up with the videos and I'll definitely talk because me and my family, my husband, we do lots of things to to keep us financially stable and out of debt and stuff like that, and keep the money in our pockets and never having to worry about a lot of stuff. And it doesn't matter what salary we have. When we had a tiny salary, we was living comfortable. Now we have bigger salaries, we're still living comfortable. It's not the amount of money that you have, it's the amount of money that you spend. And a lot of people do not understand. You need to spend less money and use the resources that you have available to you, so you would not be spending all that money. You understand what I'm saying? So guys, thank you very much. Blessings, 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 peace. And as I want to mention to you guys, remember, I have now a membership. We have membership on our channel. Yay! So in about a week, there'll be lots of videos on the membership side, and you guys can go there and join if you want to join. There'll be lots of videos about herbs and financial thingy, losing weight. All of you been watching my videos before know I exercise a lot and I keep myself in shape. So I'll be coming there and show you all my tip, my meal plans, and all of that, and how I stay in shape, and have a flat tummy after 5 little children. Okay, well, they're not little anymore. But how did I keep myself in shape after having kids and stuff like that? And I'll tell you guys how I lose weight, how I lost so much weight and keep myself in shape. So guys, blessings and peace. Thank you for coming. And I will see you in the next live. Bye.